Con baru nggak siapa
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
I, so now we will start our first session. I speaker of first session. I welcome Dr. Hello, Saurav. Saurav.
Yeah, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Hello, Saurav. Hello.
Good morning, participants. Good morning.
Naman naka-link ko biasa po ba kaya sih. Buat ko na saya na inang pakulit.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, okay. We lost the connection for a second. For the today's session, first session will be natural language processing and its application. Short, short introduction about Dr. Pakray. Dr. Partha Pakray is an assistant professor at the National Institute of Technology, Silchar, since 2018. Before joining NIT Silchar, he worked as an assistant professor in NIT Mizoram from 2015 to 2018. After receiving his ME and PhD from Jadavpur University, he joined the service. He received dual postdoctoral fellowship, one from Norwegian University of Science and Technology, Norway, funded by ERCIM, and another from Maastricht University, Czech Republic, funded by ERCIM and MU. His research interests and specialties include natural language processing, machine learning, deep learning, and machine intelligence. He has published more than 150 papers in reputed journals, conference, and workshop proceedings, and he has 5 patents. He received 5 research projects funded from various funding agencies like DST, SCRB, etc. He is also supervising various PhD, PG, and UG students in the domain of NLP. He is very active in several international conferences organized by local and international associations, institute, and university. With this, sir, I welcome Dr. Partha Pakray for today's session. Without taking much time, I'm giving you the time from now. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you and good morning, all of you. And I would like to thank Professor Sujata Das and the organizing team members. And also, I would like to thank Department of Information Technology under the School of Engineering and Technology, Nagaland University. Today's talk about the NLP. So I'll start my slide soon. And of course, thank you for all the participants. This is an interesting workshop because I saw there are several topics are there which is related to my domains also, like text summarization, tech news review. So I saw in YouTube channel also, so it was really interesting. So I'm sharing my slide. I basically discuss about the basis of NLP and some of the 1 or 2 applications during my session. And one session will be on that practical session. That practical session is basically on part of speech tagging, so how you can do. And it is really interesting. So why? So I'll tell you later. So that particular session. So now I'm going to share my slide.
Let me do like this.
Is it possible? Is it
Yes,
visible?
yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Visible.
okay, so my topic is basically the natural language processing and the application. So of course there are various applications are there. So in this session I will discuss only the 2 applications. That is basically one is for the question answering systems and another one is the machine translation. So today we'll discuss the question answering and next session we'll discuss about that machine translation, which is very important nowadays. So as you know, you already know this part. So artificial intelligence, of course, that there are various topics that there nowadays as a craze about that AI. So everybody knows the chat GPT and other things. So generative AI is basically the main.
Injection.
Actually, voice is not coming. Voice is not coming. Hello? Hello, Dr. Pakray? Hello? 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 He got disconnected. Yeah. I, hello? Hello? Hello?
No, it's coming easy for me. No, try adjust control. Very connect.
We are trying to connect him. Just give us 1 minute. It's not picking up.
My voice is audible now. Is it audible now?
Yes, yes. You got disconnected.
Oh, I don't know
Yes,
that,
yes.
but it is running in my
Yeah.
systems also. So anyway,
If you can start from the beginning, sir.
yes. Sorry for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you can see here now it is okay, right, everyone? Now it is okay.
Yes,
Voice is
yes,
okay.
yes.
So as we can see, there are various fields in AI. So of course that nowadays that mostly researchers are working on the generative AI. So you can see that there are several fields are there like machine learning, natural language processing, expert system. So everywhere it is using for that part. So you can see the natural language processing. So I mostly working on that natural language processing and the text generation, question classification, machine translation, and classification of the various text for various applications. And the mostly working on that machine translation, which is the most important domain nowadays because there are various researchers are working on that high resource languages, but the most important part to work on that low resource languages because there are many things to work. There are many important concepts are there in the low resource languages. So I'm mostly working on the northeastern languages as well as the very other low resource languages for the machine translation purpose. Okay, so you can see that there are the two main concepts are there. One is called the natural language processing, another one is called the artificial intelligence. So if I ask you that what exactly the natural language processing, so you can see there are subfields of NLP, of course, like linguistics, computer science, and AI. So mixed with the three subfield of that natural language processing. So of course we can see some of the images. So you can see that part. So if we say that the question is that what is exactly linguistics? So can anyone tell me here that what is exactly linguistics? What is the main concepts of linguistics? Okay, so linguistics means that the particular study of a language. Study of the language means like their structures, their how they form, and what are the word formation, sentence formation, as well as the semantic formation. So these are the called that particular study is called the linguistics. Of course, that this AI and these linguistics, the both of the subfield of that NLP. So now I'll come to that AI. So if you see these images, so the most important part is that images. So whenever you can see any football match is going on, so real football match of course is going on, so you can see there is an something like human agent and there will be some of the environment. So you can see that whenever that match is going on, that particular footballer can take the input from that environment, and once he see the ball and everything, so he can react that one and then return to that actions to the environment. Similar concept whenever that robotic part also there. Robotic part is means like they are taking the input from the environment and they can process, and once they process that, after processing that output, it will return to the environment. So similar concepts also that software part also that part. So if I ask you that how the software is processing this kind of concept, so can anyone tell me that who is handling this part? So AI is basically for the taking the input from the environment, process the environment, that particular input is processed, and then it will return to the environment. So how particular software can handle these things? Who is mainly dealing with these things? Mainly for the agent and the environment. Who is the agent of the software program?
No one knows.
Any idea?
No idea. No one knows.
So all of the programs or all of the softwares, you can see AI related, of course the AI related software. So all of the cases you can see the inputs is coming from particular devices, and that particular functions can deal with that one. So mainly the functions can take the input, and of course the function can take the give the output to the environment. So it will process like this way. So the system similar way like a real thing, as well as the robotic part, as well as the software part. So like this the main concept is like that. Okay, so now before that, how the computer is like intelligence. So it was proved by long back Alan Turing. You can see this is called the Turing test. So it was tested on around 1960s these days. So it's basically, you can see there are the three rooms are there. One is that interrogator is there. Interrogator may ask the questions to that any of the two rooms. So that may be some of the room is computer or player, and another room also a similar kind of thing. But that particular interrogator don't know that which room is that the computer or which room is that human. So she just send the questions to that particular rooms, and she just getting the answers from that one, and then after getting all the answers, so she can distinguish between that which room is the computer and that which room is the human. So that particular tested on that system, that particular software or particular system having that intelligence. So like this way this tested was done, and of course this test is basically done for to check that whether a computer is intelligent, that particular program or model as having the intelligence or not. So nowadays, of course, we can do it. Some of the tested generative AI also, there are many things came. So we can test like this similar kind of concept for that Turing test. So now we can see here that where we are in. So we can see there are various fields are there. NLP. So NLP is associated with the linguistics as well as that AI. So, and of course that NLP is that there are two part mainly there. One is called the natural language generation, another one is called the natural language processing. So another one is the natural language understanding. So generation and processing, there are several steps to process that a particular language. So whenever we are talking about the natural language processing, so we process that human language. So we are not processing any other language. So human spoken language, basically we are processing for that one. And so you can see that there are three terms. One is called the natural language understanding, natural language generation, and the natural language processing. So how we will deal that, we will discuss that part. So this is the overall concepts of between that at AI and the linguistics part. So you can see that previously I already discussed that one. There are several fields are there. So and it is used various concepts of the various steps are there in NLP. So how we deal with that one, so we'll discuss now we can discuss with that one. So you can see the linguistics is basically for the scientific study of a particular language. So that is for that language form, how it formed that one, what will be the meaning of that one, how is the context of that one. So it's depend on that one, and how we can analyze that particular language. So by using that NLP, various NLP techniques, so that will deal with by the computational linguistics. So computational linguistics, of course, we can process those particular language by using some of the computational modeling we can use for that one, and for the various application we can use for that one. They're like part of speech tagging, parsing, and identifying the question answering system, machine translation. So we can using the various computational modeling to process those particular tasks. Okay, so we can see that there are several research on that natural language processing. We can see that machine translation. So I basically work on low resource languages, basically the Hindi, Assamese, Mizo, Amazing, Apatani. These are the various low resource languages are there. So we generally work on that one, and some of the foreign low resource language also work on that one. And not only that one, so text summarization also last 2 3 years I'm working on the text summarization, but mostly the text summarization nowadays various techniques are there, like extractive based and the abstractive based summarizations are there. So not only that one, but main problem is that how to evaluate the summary. So if you concentrate on that one, once the system is generated the summary, how you can check that summary is correct or not, how semantically related to that generated summary is correct summary. So that is another challenge for that one. So someone can propose on that summary evaluation techniques also. And another one is the multimodal based summarization. Multimodal based summarization means whenever you are taking consideration of the text, images, and other parts. So you can say like that is called the multimodal based thing. So of course that there is some image. So if you want to know that what exactly meaning of that particular images, so you want to summarize, or you can use some of the text as well as the images. How you can summarize that one? So you can use for that multimodal based summarization techniques. And another one is that basically for the chatbot healthcare domain. You can see there are several applications. You can see the chatbot application. So if you open any of the financial banking website, so you can see that is automatically implemented, or that chatbot that particular chatbot system basically it's replace the human. So basically it replace that particular human. So if you ask the question, so automatically you can get the question. But there are lots of restrictions are there. You cannot ask the other domain questions. Of course it will be a trend on the that particular domain, financial domain. So and of course that there are some fixed kind of questions are there, that kind of questions, if it is match, of course it will give you that answer. So and of course that information retrieval system, another application. So information retrieval system, of course we can see that Google, Bing, these kind of search engines are already state of the art system already there. Apart from that one, that the most important applications is that I did it like last 6 to 7 years. I worked on that mathematical formula retrieval system. So which is very important, like how you can match with the formula. So because it's very important and very complex task to compare with the two formulas. So how much similar are there? So because the variables are there, variables are different. So apart from the variables, how you can match, how much part similarity, dissimilarity. So that things also we are taking consideration of that part. So that is also an important application in the math formula retrieval. Not only that one, its application also there. So if you implement that math formula thing, so you can use it for like plagiarism thing. Plagiarism nowadays, plagiarism only it can plagiarize part, text part can be detected, but how we can detect for that mathematical formula part. So that can be used for that one. And the caption generation module also there. So caption generation is that like whenever you have you have some images, so how you can get some text from that images, like what exactly that images are there. So if you can generate some of the description, basically some of the description you can generate from that images. Not only that one, some other applications kind of textual similarity things, cooking recipe, question answering system. So that I will are going to discuss. And NLP also apply for some other field like cyber security domain, question answering domain. Okay, so we can see these things we already discussed. And chatbot, we can see that Medicode we already developed an tool, so that is publicly available medicode.in. Our students developed that one. Is basically it can take the various kind of questions. Various kind of questions means health related issues. Like if you ask the question, so I have a fever, and so can you suggest some medicine? So it will ask some of the several interaction with that one, and then finally it can decide that what kind of medicine can be suggested. So but of course that if there is that sometimes some complex diseases are there, so of course it will not suggest it like that. So I got funded from ISC Bangalore to implement this project. So you can see that one, you can register and you can ask the questions. So of course series of questions can able to answer able to answer to the users. And of course that another part is that generative AI. So there is an applications of the language model and the chat GPT. How many of you know that language model here?
These people are questioning.
Language model, anyone
Sorry, no one knows. You can
know the language model? ChatGPT, everyone knows, but what about the language model? Any application you saw daily life that this is the application for the language model?
Yeah, ChatGPT itself.
And then of course the ChatGPT. Apart from that, that every day we can see that particular applications.
Every day.
I think sir, virtual assistant is the
Yes. Your voice again. Can you tell me again?
virtual assistant.
Yes, virtual assistants also. So that can be, and most of them we are using the Gmail. So you can see that
Yes.
whenever we can type something, we are typing something. So it is coming some of the text next one of the word or the some of the phrases also giving for that one. So how it is possible? So how it is predictive? Like let us something. So if you see that some you can type it with due respect, and then after that you can see that this is to inform you or like this way. So this kind of application, of course the spelling corrections also you can do that part. And another language model can use in that in machine translations also. Like machine translation can generate several sentences at the final output, but which output is the best one, so it can be predicted by that language model. So language model, there is a huge role of that one. And of course the chat GPT is the generative the text is generation, that is also the very important nowadays, you can see. So I will give us some of the demonstration for the next session. So how we can how the particular text can be predicted, or which one is from a particular corpus. Of course is that particular, like any language model depend on that the corpus, because once you train on the corpus and your language model work on that one, and your corpus is again changed, language model will work in the differently. So like this way it can work. So there are various applications are there. So I'll discuss later on the language model. Okay, so now another important domain is started, like quantum machine learning concept. So I also working on the quantum machine learning domain. So in the quantum machine learning, so you can use that various simulator also already launched, and Amazon also giving the platform to test your system. So of course that some of the particular time, so like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 for the testing. So Amazon bracket also they are giving for the quantum services. So not only that one, so if you want to build some of that machine learning technique, normal machine learning techniques to by using the quantum machine learning concept, so and then you can apply for the various NLP applications. So we are trying to do that on that part of speech tagging. So we believe, of course, that HMM hidden marker model is one of the main concept of the detecting that part of speech tagging. So so we already implemented HMM taggers in that quantum machine learning for quantum system. So and we also tested some, but of course that is a basic beginning stage. So we are not getting the good results. So day by day we will progress for that one. This is another domain in the NLP domain. So many of that you can see the very few papers you can get it in this domain, quantum machine learning. Okay, so these are the applications. So of course that you can see that these are the other categories of application: text similarity, NER, and the question answering. Of course, their text categorization. So of course that automatic summarization, dialogue based system. Of course that any of the chatbot system. So that is called the dialogue based system. So you can see that the various this kind of NLP system, of course that the nowadays the age of that multimodality. Multimodality means whenever we deal with the text, images, and speech. So you can see that when nowadays, previously like 5 or 10 years back, most researchers are working on that concern about the text and images and the speech separately. Nowadays any of the application they are trying to build that at least one or two at least two modality, like text, images, or image, speech, or the three things they can use for that one. Okay, so before going to that one, so any of the applications, so there are some of the steps are important steps are there. So what are the steps? So one is called the phonology, lexical analysis, syntactic analysis, semantic analysis, as well as the discourse and that pragmatics are there. So you can see these are the basic concepts of the NLP. So whenever any kind of language, of course, that forms, so of course there are some of the words and the rules, as well as the some of the exceptions are there. So always exceptions are there. That is called the ambiguity, and ambiguity at all levels. Levels means previously I told you that one, that are the levels, so like lexical, syntactic, semantic, so all levels there are the ambiguity. So how we can deal with the ambiguity, so how we can overcome that thing, so that is the most important of that particular applications. Okay, so of course that very so we speak in the different languages, and language is basically for a cultural entity. So you can see that, and of course that it is basically highly systematic thing, and systematic means of course that it follows some rules, grammatical rules it follows, and always keep changing. Sometimes the new words is added, sometimes new rules are coming, new exceptions are coming. So of course that the age of social media, of course that there are many words are coming because of that mixing of the language. The most important thing is the mixing of the language, various language. Whenever we are typing something, chatting or someone, so you can see that sometimes it is called the code mixed language. Code mixed language means like whenever you mixing that English with Hindi, English with Bengali, or English with other languages, so you can see that is called the code mixed language. And how we can deal, that is another challenge of that one. So that's why the new words, new rule, new exception always will come for that one. Okay, so now at the beginning, to the first stage, you can see that is called the phonology. So that how a particular language is processed like that. So at the speech part. So of course that of course there are some of the acoustic signals are there. How we can convert to the text, that smallest unit is called that phonemes. So of course deal with like that, and sometimes there are many ambiguities are there. Some of the homonyms are there. So similar kind of sounds actually. So I ate 8 cakes. So band, and second sentence you can see like that band is banned. So that's a similar kind of sound. So how we can deal with this particular ambiguity. So this is the one of the main important task in that phonology part. And next one is that morphological or lexical analysis. So any of the applications, so any of that NLP applications, so we have to deal with this from this step to end step. End step means first is the lexical analysis. Lexical analysis means at the lowest level. So how we can deal with that particular words. So words means like that and particular word, how it forms with that one. That is called the morphemes. So morphemes, of course, that how to find the root words, and based on that root word, how we can use for that various applications. Various applications means either you can use for the part of speech tagging, or the question answering, or any other field. So you can use even in the machine translations also. So how we can deal with that one, because of this particular inflectional, and there are some of the categories are there. So inflectional and derivational morphologies are there. So because some of the Indian languages of that one word attached, another problem is that agglutinative word also. So how we can deal with the machine translation part. So how to find this particular root word also, like that. So morphological part, this section, how we can deal with that lowest level of that a particular word from a sentences. So second level is that like structure of a particular sentence. Structure means whenever you have some particular sentences, how you can split with the various phases, and then subject, verb, object, position kind of thing. So how you can deal with that one, that is deal with by the syntax analysis. So you can see that some of the sentence structure, you can see that noun phrase and the verb phrase are there. So and again the noun phrase can be split into like determiner and the noun. So like this way, verb phrase also start with the verb and the noun phrase, and noun phrase also start with that determiner and the noun. So like this way, so you can split into that the syntactic tree. You can draw the syntactic tree as well as the subject, verb, object, position. So you can do that like at this part also there. So this kind of syntax analysis also the important in the various applications. So that depend on that which kind of application you are processing. So which part you want to extract. So by using this syntactic analysis, you can do that part. So third one is called the semantics. So semantics, you can see that whenever the internal meaning of a particular word or particular phrases, so you can see that part. And sometimes we also like visualize. If I tell you that how to look like the mango tree, of course our brain can visualize. Okay, mango tree is look like that. So some images. So similar way, what is that exactly internal meaning of a particular word or particular phrases? How we can deal with that one? So that is called the semantic analysis. Semantic analysis, depth of a particular meaning of a particular word or phrase within a sentences. So you can analyze that semantic level. Another one is that called the pragmatics and discourse. It's basically this particular part is basically depend on that referential part. So how you understand from these images? So you can see there is that there are two images are there. One is this one and second one is that one. So I am telling about that references. Can you tell me that what kind of references from these images? How you understand from these images?
Your question here.
The second one.
So this particular part is basically depend on the references. Any references can generate it here. Any images. What is that? What is exactly difference between the two images? First image and second image.
Interaction about no. But the thing is, yeah, but the thing is, no one is.
First one, one is addressing to the audience,
Exactly.
and in the
Second
second
one,
one, it's a group discussion.
group discussion. So see, here is the two differences. So first is that one-way direction. So one-way direction, like whenever the speaker or any
Yes.
leader can deliver the lecture, so that he will not take any questions from the audience. So only the one-way direction. So that is the monologue based system. So monologue based system also, like whenever we talk something of the addressing something, so one way direction. So you can see that there are lots of referential parties generating, because that particular speaker or leader can give some of the example or some of the citation. So that thing also can be generated in the monologue, as well as the dialogue based. Next one is the dialogue based system. So of course the dialogue based is the communicating between each of the people. So they are discussing the some of the topic. And now imagine that many of the cases lots of reference can generate it, because during the discussion sometimes someone can say, okay, so Ajoy said like this, or Pinky said like this. So like this way, so whenever this kind of reference is generated, how to deal with that one? Like mostly how to deal with the pronoun resolution. Even it can be applied in nowadays, whatever the chatbot also, the most important part is there. So whenever the pronouns are there, how to give the references. So which pronoun reference that which part. So you can see that some of the references that I did the book by the Dr. Kalam. So it was great. So it is which one. So that particular references, how we can deal with that part. Okay, so this is the mostly referential part. Some of the referential part maybe the inter sentences. Some of the reference part is that you have to take some information from the outside. Suppose someone visited some university and he also visited some of the other universities. So like who is visited and when he visited, like this particular thing, you have to take references from other sentences or same paragraphs. Then you can resolve like that. So this particular part is deal with that, how you can deal with that particular referential part. So you can see that overall concept is here. Like first one is the lexical analysis, second step is the syntactic analysis, semantic analysis, discourse and pragmatic. So these are the levels. Mostly we deal with that any kind of application. So whenever you start with that any application, so you think about that how much it can be contributed from that lexical analysis or the syntactic analysis or the semantic analysis. So that is the main goal to find. Okay, so now talking about the most interesting part is that ambiguity. Okay, so that are the levels. So whatever we discussed, that are the techniques, that basic techniques are there. And ambiguity is the most important part. So what kind of ambiguities are there? So mostly the main important is that how we understood that more than in one way. So any kind of words, sentences, like if we go for the lexical ambiguity, so of course that one word can be meaning in the several ways. So that polysemy word. So like one of the example you can see here, the bank means sometimes there are various ways of representation. Of course we can say like financial bank, river bank, or the blood bank. So any of the noun and verb representation also different meaning of that one. So one word can be represented as a different way. So how we can deal with that one, which is the main target for your application. So that is the important for that lexical ambiguity. So second word is the syntactic ambiguity. The syntactic ambiguity is that the structure of the basically the structure of the sentences. If I give you this example, for the first example, the man saw the girl with the telescope. So can you tell me that how why this is the ambiguity sentence? Why it is ambiguous? So where is the problem? If you process these sentences, there will be some issues. The man saw the girl with the telescope.
The man saw the girl with the telescope. Whether the man or the girl has the telescope.
My voice is clear, everyone? Is it
Yes.
audible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So
yes, it
so
is.
what was the what is the problem here? The man saw the girl with the telescope.
No, there's an ambiguity na. The man saw the girl with the telescope. Either the man is having the
Okay.
telescope, or he
Okay,
has
I'll
seen
come
the
to
girl
that one.
with
And
the,
then the second one, that I saw the old man and woman
either
in the
through the
park.
telescope he has seen the
Second
girl,
sentences.
or he has seen the girl who has a telescope with her. So the
Whether they
ambiguity
are together or separately.
is
I mean,
disputed.
he saw the man and then the woman in the park.
Exactly.
Maybe.
So very nice. So this is the two things. One is the man saw the girl with the telescope. Man having the camera, telescope, or girl. Man saw the girl with the telescope, or girl having that telescope. So that is the confusing. So of course that the prepositional part is the most important part. So how we can deal with that one. And second one, second example. Second example, I saw old man and woman in the park.
Ambiguity current the example yes then.
I saw old men and women in the park.
I saw all men.
Any idea? Second example.
With their
Exactly. So so the woman is old. That is not exactly. We cannot conclude that part. Old man is okay, but old woman or young woman, so whatever that one, so we cannot predict from that one. So of course these particular sentences, I saw the old man and the woman, so there is a problem here. Okay, so you can see that part. So this is the explanation. So you can see that I saw the old man and woman in the park. You can see the old man and woman, we can represent like that, or the old is the both of that one. So that can be possible two ways. So this is the syntactic level of that one. So how, which one we can take. So of course that is the important part of that one. So now another example for that one, that the car hit the pole while it was moving. So that is also the that another important part also there. So ambiguity also there. Now if I tell you another example. So this one. So can you do these things? Can you do this task? I can give you 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so how many ambiguities are here? The cameraman shoot the man with the gun when he was near Tendulkar. How many ambiguities are here? How many possible way you can represent?
Three.
3, I think, sir.
3. Okay, so any other guesses? Any other guesses that you can do?
So if I say This man is a liar.
Okay, so I can give you these guesses, so you can write it and later on you can think, because within the short time I cannot explain all the things. So anyway, short can be two meanings. So one is that camera and the gun, and that with the gun there is the two attachments are there. Okay, and when he was the near Tendulkar, you can see that part.
It is possible. When he was new technology is referring.
Okay, so you can see that we can represent like this way. There are several structure we can prepare from these things. So shot with the gun when he was near Tendulkar. So there are two way possibilities. So we can draw the syntactic tree, basically the 8 possible way to draw that particular syntactic tree. Okay, so another last one is that the discourse ambiguity. The discourse ambiguity is the another important part. So it's basically for that referential part. You can see the horse ran up the hill. It was very steep. It soon got tired. Okay, so you can see here that first it, which one is the referring, and second it, which one is the referring. If I give you another sentences like the apple kept on the table, I ate it. Now question is that that I ate it. It means what? Either the table I ate, or either the apple. So that particular references, that is the most important part here. So you can see here it is also the to it there. So which one it is basically referential part. So that is the most important part of that discourse ambiguity. So of course this kind of ambiguity, how to deal that part, that based on your application. So how to replace that one, or how to change your rule based system. So that can be used for the several applications, based on the several applications. So these are the things. So now coming to the one application, so basic application. So that is called the question answering system, the cooking on the cooking recipes. So you can see there are many research going on the cooking in the cooking domain. So basically from the images, from the text, you can see that there are many question answering system, and you will get there are lots of data also available in internet. So you can get it that part. So of course that question answering is basically for the crucial task in that natural language processing. Of course that how to so whenever someone can ask the question, how to reply for that one. You can see images from here. You can see images here. Like suppose if you want to ask some questions to the Google, of course, that who is the president of USA. So of course that it can be answered like this way. And not only that one, like if you ask the ChatGPT also, so if you ask the question, so automatically it can give you the answers, proper answer with that one, generation of that one. Okay, so that is not so easy to do in the question answering system. So whenever we deal with that information retrieval part, so mainly I will talk about that information retrieval. So you retrieve the document and how you can generate the questions basically. So here you can see that the most important part is that information retrieval. Another one is called the information extraction. So first of all, that of course that whenever first you have to retrieve that various pages, various cooking related websites, or various pages, and then you have to extract that exact information. So whatever the user's queries are there. So once you extracted that page, so once you retrieve the page, and then you have to extract the information. Extract the information means like either you can extract the passages, and then from that passages, once you retrieve that one, and from that what will be the exact answer from that one, that is called the information extraction. So one is the information retrieval, another one is the extraction. And retrieval is like whenever you have the several documents are there, and basically that document can be retrieved by the information retrieval techniques are there. So that techniques can retrieve all the documents. Once it retrieve, and then of course that either you have to do the crawling part, then indexing part, you have to do the indexing. And then of course that whenever the user query will come, so user query can ask the questions, and once the questions will able to answer, then it will return to that answer to that particular user. So the main important part is that two type of questions basically are there. So one is called the open domain question answering system, another one is called the restricted domain question answering system. So open domain means like you can ask any of the questions. And restricted domain means that basically trend on the specific domain. You can see the chatbot is basically, if you open any of the financial banking website, you can see that you can chat with that particular agent, basically for that agent. So automated agent, basically, that whenever you can ask that question, so it generally reply to you that particular domain. But if you ask that financial banking related chatbot, if you ask that what is the weather today, so of course it will not reply because it is not trend on that domain. So that is called the restricted domains. And open domain question answering system, you can ask any type of question. So that can be able to, of course, that if I ask you that Google is that which one, Google is that open domain or restricted domain, Google search engine. Of course, it's a open domain question answering system. Open domain searching. Open domain searching means any kind of search you can give to the Google. So of course it will give you that answer. So searching, basically that part. So that is called the open domain. So it trend all the domains. And restricted domain is the specifically some of the domain. And now there are the most important part is that question. So how to process that particular questions, classification the questions. So some of the factual related questions. So who is the president and what is the large city? These are the fact related questions. Some of the questions are opinion related questions are there. So how what is the author attitude? So like this kind of is the opinions related. And some of the summaries related questions. So these are the classification. So what are the types are there? So that depends on that application. So which application you are implementing. Either you are implementing for the cooking domain. So one type of classifications are there. If you implement another domain, of course the classification will be different for that one. Another type of the question answering is that yes no type of question. So yes no type of is it true or like that. So just to answer that one, it is yes or no. So like that. Okay, so and sometimes some of the comments related there and some of the lists related there. So name all the presidents. Of course you have to extract the information and then you have to give only the names of that one and some of the list of that one, name all list. So these type of questions also there. So you can see that whenever you can ask some of the fact related questions, so of course it can give you the directly answer to that one in the Google. You can see that part. But whenever you can ask some of the questions related like how to make pancakes, so sometimes you can see some of the images or some of the summaries it can be given by that Google. So how to deal with that particular answers, like what exactly does that user can ask that. So basically we also worked in this domain last 3-4 years. So and on the cooking domain question answering system, basically you can see here we have collected the data from the website, so various cooking related website, and then we crawl the data, then we parse those data, and then finally whatever that whatever the user related questions will come here, and then it will categorize. Previously I told you that questions can be categorized. Once it categorizes that question, so it will go to the query generation, and then it will go to the indexing part. And once it goes to the indexing part, it will retrieve the messages, and then finally the answer will extracted here, and then the answer will return to the users. Sorry for that interruption. So now we can see for that particular what kind of questions can be possible for cooking related things. So suppose if we ask the question, so what are the ingredients for the chicken biryani? So of course that list of ingredients you need that one. So the target thing is that you want to ask some of the thing. And next one is the direction related questions. Direction related like how to cook chicken biryani. Of course that you have to make some steps. So first you have to tell that what are the ingredients are required and how and then each of the steps. So first you have to take this thing, next you have to take that like that. So these are the questions related things. So you can ask like that. Okay, so this is the direction associated questions. So third one is that advice related questions. Some of the questions related like what are the suggestions to cook that biryani, chicken biryani, like that. So this is the suggestions related questions are there. And sometimes some of the justification related questions, so you can see that why the chilled water is added to the to cook the cook dal. So like this kind of justification question, so how to deal with that one, and what kind of actions to be taken for that particular questions. And sometimes some of the warning related questions, so warning related like how much time to cook like that, and what kind of things to take care to cook some items. So like this way, this is the warning associated related questions. And some of the questions like special information, like what is the preparation of time, like some of the chicken preparation of that one. So these are the special information associated with that one. These kind of questions basically to process. So not only that one, there are several types are there, several types to process. And first you have to identify that what kind of exact target of that particular question. So then you have to, whenever that particular questions can be asked by the users, of course you have to generate the query. So whenever you are generating the query, during the generation of the queries, you have to remove some of the unimportant term. Unimportant term is like, you can see that what are the ingredients of the chicken ingredient. Of course, that what are these are the not important part here. Whenever it will search for your data, so that are not important. So only ingredients, chicken and biryani is that most important part. So it will search to your data, and then it will retrieve to that data, and after that extract the data. First it will retrieve the data that where it is reflected that particular words. So then once it get it from somewhere, so it will retrieve the passages or sentences of a particular query. So once it retrieve that one, then you have to answer that one. You have to extract that information. So how you can generate that answer? So of course the generating the answer, so there are some of the states are there. So how we can deal with these things? So of course whenever the questions is coming, so we split into the different classification. So some of the classification, like if there is some questions like how to cook, or help me to cook, or tips to cook, or how long, or the ingredients related questions, or required intensive. So we are forwarding some of the states. So once it's forwarding that one, and then that particular state can handle like, okay, so this is the method related questions, this is the preparation time related questions, this is cooking time related questions, this is the total time related questions. So these kind of questions, so how can we deal with that one? So once we get the target, then we can extract the information from the particular text. So we classify various levels, and there are some of the new levels we created that one. So here are the some levels are there, some of the advice related, some of the difference related, some of the direction oriented thing, some of the equipment related questions. So these are the questions, various classes we can classify for the various questions are there. And of course we have collected these questions from the various recipes websites, and then we classify for that one. Then we, whenever the new questions will come, so of course it can classify by using these things. And then once we get that one, first we classify. You can see that data first. There are some several data are there. So based on the deep learning technique, of course we can classify that what kind of ingredients it is there. So then we try to extract that information. If we get that answer, then it will return to the users. Like this way we can use for that one. And another technique we have used for that one, that is called the textual entailment. Basically this is the text similarity thing. What we did, like if there are similar kind of questions already in the knowledge base, so this technique we used for that faster processing on that one. If there is the similar kind of questions are there, so what will be the answer will be there. So we just check the user questions, and we can check it that if there is any knowledge base are there, if similarities are there, so we can retrieve, and based on that retrieve we can extract it, and then we return to the users query. So textual entailment help us to how much similar and how similarity between the two questions. So that can be possible by that textual entailment technique or text similarity technique. And then once we extract that answers from the retrieved document, and we also use some of the cooking ontology. We build some of the cooking ontology part. Ontology is the one of the important part for that any of the domain. Ontology basically is is basically store some of the important concepts inside that one. So that we use for that ontology, because of that if there is some missing information are there in the data. So then in that case we use for the cooking ontology part. We also created the small size of the cooking ontology, which help us to improve the results. And then finally, once we
they are
extracted the
smarter
question,
than
so then the final
our
round
state
is
or
that
not,
the
because
generate the
they
answer template to a
so
particular
understand,
question. So how we can generate
maybe
that a
nasahan
particular
nila for the
answers
first 10
to
years
that the user. So
but
because you can see
now
that
they have
ChatGPT
figured
also,
out
like whenever you can ask the question, so what will be that exact answer? So
teaching
it can
the
be generate some of that
all life
that way of
skills we need over there.
expression. So final
Then in the
round
field of IT especially,
of that one, so that
we
is
have
the
to keep
generation of
upgrading
the answer
ourselves.
template. So how you can do that part.
Mm.
So the last part is that evaluation. So how you can evaluate that question answering system, that is the most important part, because once you develop a
Other
system, so
branches
based on the
kanina
developed
trabaho,
system, so
whatever
how the
basics
system is
concepts they
good,
learn
bad, so how you can
during the
judge that one.
graduation na,
So based on the sum of the
that is being
criteria, you
used
can see like
properly.
you can judge.
More not outdated kayo
Any
na sa system na.
questions? Yes. You have any questions?
Ako na actually.
Someone raised the hand. So any questions?
Shankar Rao, yeah, you can ask. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
So any questions you have?
Please carry on. Let him.
Okay. Okay, so there is the relevance, correctness, conciseness, completeness, and simplicity and justification. So based on these criteria, so we generally see that a particular the question answering system. So how correctness of that answer, or how it is replying that one. Of course, you can do it like some of the manual evaluation you can do, and some of the automatic evaluation it can be done by that one. And human evaluation is the important part. So human evaluation, you can, in that case, you can give some of the score for 1 to 5 or 1 to 3. So based on that average score, you can take it from the human evaluation, or average of that human evaluator score. So then you can judge that your system is correct or not. So like this way you can do that one. And that main goal is that the future direction is that you can use there are various cooking websites are there. Based on that, you can collect the question that particular recipe details, and then you can process with that one. Not only that one, there are some of the standard data sets also available, that is called the recipe question answering and recipe keyword, that is also available online. So you can go through that one. There are not only the text as well as that images also there in this recipe keyword question answering systems also there. And another one is the recipe 1 million data also available, that is you can get it, some of the recipes and the food images, you can do it that one. You can go through that one. And not only the question answering, but also any other domain, if you want to classify some of the particular food items, so is veg item, non-veg item, so you can do it. And inside that veg item also you can classify various ways of classification techniques, so you can do it like that. So like this way. So and we generally collected the various Indian recipes data, and then we classify the data, and we worked on that one, and you basically get it from my website. So if you want to know, so I can tell you broadly later on. So that you can get it, and some of the data sets is available our GitHub. So it is shared in my website, so you can download and you can process with that. Around we collected around 600 data from various websites, and then we process this question answering system for that one. Okay, so like this way you can see there are some of the images, food images are there, some of the details images are there. So based on that, what kind of applications you are going to implement, so that depend on that one. So based on that you can use the applications for that one. Okay, so that's also. Any questions from here?
Kids get married soon. If you think of yourself, go for marriage late.
Any questions from the participant?
Excuse me, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, whatever tools or techniques you have to tell about over here. So, how much it is authenticate for our research work? So, I just want to know about it.
No, research work means in which domain? So which domain you want to know?
Yeah, actually, I am working in the field of medical science research.
Okay, so mostly question answering system. If you want to see that one, if you want to develop some of the question answering system, so suppose if you want to build the question answering system from a particular text, like if you want to build like recipe, one is the recipe, and healthcare domain, if you want to build some of the healthcare domain. So nowadays these question answering technique mostly used in the chatbot, basically automated chatbot. So whenever you can see any of the chatbot, you can ask some questions and it can reply to that one. So the most difficulty task is that whenever you have some complex related questions, so complex related questions dealing is very difficult. But whenever you have some factual related questions like WH question, normal WH question, so those fact related questions, so that can be possible to handle with that one. But before starting with that one, so you have to classify that what kind of question you want to classify first, and then that these kind of questions we classify, like we classify 16 classes, and then we deal with only the 16 classes. If we get this type of questions, so we can deal with. If we get some other classes, so in that case we classify as an other. Then we see that what kind of nearest classification can be possible to solve this problem. So this is the most important part. And second one is that this is the classification, and then finally is that you have to retrieve the document, like which kind of document you are dealing with that one. So you have to do that. If it is like healthcare domain, so first you have to retrieve the document, and then you have to index the document, and once you index the document, and then you have to find the answers. Of course that query can be generated from that particular question, so whatever the questions are there. So unimportant part you have to remove and then search it, and then once you retrieve that one, then you have to extract the information, and once you extract that information, then you have to able that answer only possible from the classification part, like whatever the list of classification tags are there. Based on that, you have to answer like this way. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And if you want to go for that one, if you go for the question answering system, so you can see that I can give you that link. 1 minute. You can go and you can register. You can see that how we can implement it for this thing. You can see this the medicboard.in. You have to register that one. Is you can do that one step only. So in this chatbot, basically we develop a various questions answering system. So and another important part is that whenever it is the dialogue based system, it's basically chatbot is the dialogue based system. Means conversation between that computer agent as well as the human. So whenever you are asking something, there should be some missing information. Missing information means like if I ask the questions, or if I similar when I go to the doctor, if I tell the doctor like I have a fever, of course that doctor will ask many questions, like when you are feeling this same situation, and is there any other problem is happening, like do you have any cough related thing or any headache there. So this kind of short filling also the important for any question answering system. So that question answering system can ask you that this kind of short filling thing, and once that system can get it this information, then it can judge like what will be the summarized thing, and then finally it can be able to answer for that one.
So you tell to me that chatbot as well as Medibot. So these are the open source, and is it the freely available for download?
This is freely available. If you open that, I can if you open this tool, you can see that we have used that framework. We have used that framework. Means I just share with you 1 minute. I just shared that tab. You can see here that Medicboat, you can see we have used for the RASA framework. Actually, this framework is basically giving you that conversation module, like conversation module, how you can deal with, but basic thing. But here you can see only for the conversation part, this framework will give you. But you have to implement your data, how to incorporate your data with your own language. So you can do it. You can go through that RASA framework, and this framework will help you if you go through that one, how to deal with that particular language, because you have to train with some of the LSTM techniques also there inside that RASA module. So you have to build some of the data, conversation data, and then of course you need the conversation data before going to that one. You have some we generated around 600 to 700 conversation data, complete conversation data between the patient and doctor, and then we take it and then we implement it by using this RASA. And 1 year we took it to implement this particular system. So if you go for the RASA, you can get it in detail, and if you need more help, so you can drop me a mail. So my mail ID is up here. So my mail ID is here, so I can give you this one. So and 2-3 papers also there, and dataset it is available in the GitHub. So I can give you the link also. Dataset is available what we have implemented. Of course, some of them we implemented and some of them we already downloaded from various websites. So and you also get it, doctor patient conversation data, you can get it, and based on that one, and then and of course we got various errors. We already get various errors from that system. Okay, thank you. So any more questions? Any more questions from the participants?
Question on Jason, man.
Sir,
Or
will you provide the demo after completion of your lecture?
yeah, which one? Which demo? You want?
Like the tool you are explaining over here.
No, so now at what time? So because my time is like only 1 hour sessions, right, madam?
Yeah, 1 hour, but you have a hands-on tomorrow.
Okay, yes. That time I can explain some of the parts. So how to do that part. So I may explain one of the things like question answering system, how to build that some framework. So I can explain. So I keep in that part of space tagging. So I can give you some of the demonstration for that RASA as well as that that question answering system, how you can build. So basic framework I can give you. So later on you can implement as a research framework.
Yeah, yesterday actually he has 3 hours hands-on. He, along with his PhD scholar Sam Babu, will explain the whole thing, whatever he explained today. And tomorrow also, on Monday, again Dr. Pakray has a session. Monday or tomorrow?
No, tomorrow I have a session. Tomorrow will be
Yes. Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
second session.
Tomorrow I basically talk about that the machine
Yes.
translation technique, and that is one of the applications are there, and I will give some of the tool demonstration which tool you can use for that one.
Right. So tomorrow, second session, again, he will explain you the remaining. So I think all of you will be, whoever is doing PhD in this work, in this area, or research actively involved, they will definitely get a lot of information and be in touch with Dr. Pakray so that he can help you in future.
Yes. So actually thing is that within 2 hours it is not possible to complete all the things. Okay, so I just give some of the basic demonstration, and if you know more, of course later on you can contact me. I can able to answer your questions also. If you want to start some of the domains, so I can help you on also that one.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.